My name is Peter. Today I sit outside my house on an old wooden chair. The weather is calm, a gentle breeze brushes my face, and a cup of tea rests in my hands. My hands are no longer as strong as they once were. They tremble slightly. Age has changed a lot, but one thing remains the same, my heart. In front of me my grandchildren play. They laugh, run, shout, and live freely without a care in the world. Seeing them brings a smile to my face, but also a heavy weight to my heart. I know a truth they do not. I know how quickly life passes by. I am now 70 years old. 70, it sounds like a lot, yet when I look back, it feels like everything passed in mere moments. I cannot even tell when my youth ended and old age began. Sometimes I ask myself, how did life pass so quickly? There were dreams, so many dreams, hopes, plans, promises. I thought I had plenty of time, but time waits for no one. Today I have only memories. Some fade with time, but some stay forever in the heart. One ordinary day took me back to my past. I had just dropped my grandchildren at school when I noticed two children near the gate. A girl was crying, her eyes full of tears, her face red and helpless. A boy stood by her, trying to comfort her, though he was anxious himself. I watched them, and suddenly everything around me disappeared, people, sounds, the street. In that moment I had traveled back to my past. A nearby cafe called out to me, though I hadn't planned it. This cafe was more than a place. It was where I spent years thinking, reflecting, and sometimes escaping reality. The owner, Rock, an old friend, greeted me. "Peter, what's wrong? You seem different today." I didn't answer immediately, only sat quietly. He brought me tea. "Peter, I've known you for years. Something's bothering you, tell me." After a long pause, I whispered, "I saw my past today." He didn't understand, but I did. Then there was Lucy. Everyone called me Peter, but once upon a time, someone called me Pet. That someone was Lucy. It was the first day of college. I was new, nervous, and slightly lost. I wandered the corridors, looking for my class when I saw her. She stood by the window, sunlight on her face, doing nothing special, yet something about her drew me in. Calm, simple, different. I had never felt this way before. It wasn't just liking, it was pure, genuine. Over time, I noticed Lucy wasn't like other girls. She laughed softly, lived in her own world, had a strong will, and dreamed of becoming a doctor, not for money or fame, but to help people. She would say, "Peter, if you can lessen someone's pain, even a little, that is true success." Every time she said this, I liked her more. My heart considered her mine, though she wasn't. One day, our teacher assigned a project. I was paired with Lucy. My heart felt like a dream. We spent weeks working together, sharing ideas, and gradually built a genuine friendship. The friendship went beyond schoolwork. We began talking through messages, learning more about each other. Our time together was precious. We tried finding quiet spaces to work, cafes, libraries, but nothing worked until one day I invited her to my home by mistake. She came silently. That night I couldn't sleep, replaying every moment, fearing I had made a misstep. The next day at college I avoided her, but she came to me at the cafe, inviting me to her home at 5 in the evening. It was the first step in realizing our connection. We started spending more time together, laughing, working, and slowly, love blossomed. Part 2, Distance, Confession, and the Truth. That evening, Lucy gave me her number. "If you need help, text me," she said with a soft smile. That night, sleep refused to come. I stared at my phone for what felt like hours before finally typing, "Are you awake?" Her reply came almost instantly. "Yes." "Are you still working?" I smiled without realizing it. "Trying to. Don't push yourself too hard. Get some rest," she wrote. In that simple exchange, something changed. It felt like an invisible thread had tied our hearts together. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. From college to university, we stayed close. Long messages turned into long calls. We talked about everything: classes, dreams, fears, childhood memories, and the future we could barely imagine. Somewhere along the way, friendship became something deeper. Then one day, Lucy told me she had been accepted into a prestigious medical program abroad. "It's for 4 to 5 years," she said. "I want to become a doctor, you know why." I did know why. That was her dream, her purpose. At the airport, I wanted to say everything, to tell her how much she meant to me, but the words stayed trapped inside. She hugged me, smiled, and said, "We'll stay in touch." And just like that, she was gone. Those 5 years were the longest years of my life. We spoke through messages and calls, sharing pieces of our days across time zones. I completed my MBA, started working at a top bank, and slowly built a path toward becoming a businessman. From morning to night, Lucy was in my thoughts. Finally, she returned to the United States. When we met again, it felt like time had both changed everything and nothing at all. She looked at me and said, "Peter, when I first met you, I didn't think much of you, but time changes things. I grew to care about you a lot." My heart raced. This was the moment I had waited for, so I told her the truth. "Lucy, I love you." She paused. For a second, the world went silent. Then she said, "Peter, I'm already engaged." It felt like the ground disappeared beneath my feet. Everything I had held on to for years shattered in an instant. I tried to stay composed, to smile, to act like it was okay, but inside I was breaking. We still met after that. 2 months later, she invited me to her home again. I didn't want to go, but she insisted. It might be our last time meeting like this, she said. When I arrived, she seemed unusually cheerful. What will you have, coffee? She asked. I felt empty, like I was there physically but not truly alive. Then she pointed to a large covered frame in her room. I want to show you something, she said. This is a picture of my fiancé. I hesitated. I don't need to see it. Please, she insisted. With a gentle motion, she removed the cloth. My breath stopped. For a moment, I couldn't move. My mind refused to accept what my eyes were seeing. Tears filled my eyes as I looked at her. Lucy, why would you do this? She smiled, her own eyes shining. Because I needed to know. I needed to know if you would still be here after all these years, if your love was real. She stepped closer. I loved you from the very beginning, Peter. I just wanted to be sure you were truly mine. In that moment, all the pain melted away. I held her close, feeling a happiness I had never known before. Part 3, Love, Loss, and a Lifetime of Memories. We got married not long after that day. Life felt complete. Soon, we were blessed with 2 sons, Ethan and John. They became the center of our world. Our home was filled with laughter, warmth, and love. Every day felt like a gift we had waited years to receive. Lucy worked near North Hollywood, dedicating her life to helping others, just as she had always dreamed. Then one day, everything changed. I received a call from the hospital. Lucy had been in an accident. A van had struck her on her way home. The impact was severe. My heart sank as I rushed to the hospital. Every second felt like an eternity. When I finally saw her, she was lying there, fragile, yet still beautiful in my eyes. Machines surrounded her, their sounds echoing through the room. She looked at me, her eyes filled with emotion. Peter, she whispered. I held her hand tightly. I'm here, she smiled faintly. Take care of them. Those were the words that broke me. I shook my head, tears falling uncontrollably. You'll tell them yourself. You'll be fine, but deep down I knew. After a month of struggle, she was gone. The world I knew ended that day. I never remarried. I never looked at anyone the same way again. My life continued for my sons, but my heart stayed with Lucy. Years passed. My sons grew up, started their own families, and gave me grandchildren, the same children I watch today. Sometimes I see Lucy in them, in their smiles, their laughter, their kindness. It has been 30 years since she left. Not a single day has passed without me thinking of her. I visit her grave often, standing there in silence, asking the same question every time. Lucy, why so soon? Now at 70, I feel time slowing down again. I am not afraid anymore. Because I know one day I will see her again, and when that day comes, I won't let go. This is my story. I am Peter, and this was my love.